We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. But he died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program and TV streaming program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in the gaming capital and the South Point Streaming Network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show and welcoming all of you listening to us on our anchor radio station running around town this morning at Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. And, of course, all the other platforms that we have, websites, apps for your devices, your iPhone, Android, and Google phone, and, of course, where you get your podcasting as well. We welcome you, however, wherever, whenever, to this Saturday before Christmas show. Now, we are going to be here tomorrow on Sunday to wrap up the race day shows before the holiday respite. We're going to take, of course, our usual Monday and Tuesday off. We will be off on Wednesday, Christmas Eve, and of course Thursday, Christmas Day, and then we'll be back ready to go with all the energy come the day after Christmas, when all of the racetracks right now that are on a little bit of a holiday respite get back into business, except for maybe Santa Anita. Yeah, I hope you're sitting down. The weather forecast for Southern California next week, beginning around Tuesday, going to Christmas Eve Wednesday, going to Christmas Day Thursday, has got a lot of moisture in it. They say they say that this storm that's expected to go through there next week could dump as much as 8 inches of rain in the general area. If that happens, they may be canceling opening day at Santa Anita because of the weather. You know how it goes there in Southern California. Now, there were signs of this may be happening because we inadvertently thought they were drawing the races for opening day at Santa Anita on Wednesday. We were mistaken. They were supposed to draw them yesterday. Okay? They were supposed to draw them yesterday, but that didn't happen. All right? What happened was Santa Anita has now delayed entries for opening day, the day after Christmas on the 26th, on Friday, to Sunday. You follow this bouncing ball? Supposed to happen a day and a half ago. Didn't happen yesterday. And Santa Anita says, you know what? We're going to wait, check out the weather first. They're going to get the weather forecast. They'll have a better barometer on that come tomorrow, Sunday. And this is when Sunday is supposed to be the day when they draw the entries for opening day at Santa Anita, which is, of course, Friday. So we will wait and see what happens there. But we do know that the other racetracks that have been on a little sabbatical, like Aqueduct, etc., New York Racing will be back in business. So anyhow, that's how we lay it out. We'll be here tomorrow for our final show before Christmas, and then after Christmas Day, the day after on Friday, the 26th of this fine last month of 2025, we'll be back in business with the Race Day Show. So that's how that's going to go, okay? And as far as what's happening today, we got some great races. We got some great racing going on at Gulfstream Park. Remington Park has 6 stakes races, including the Springboard Mile. Of course, that's one of the 2 races for 2-year-olds this weekend that have actual Kentucky Derby points attached to them for next year's Derby. Let's take a look what happened yesterday, because we got a lot to do today. Oaklawn Park. Steve Asmussen and his son Eric teamed up to win the early double yesterday. They won the first race paying $660, the second race paying $16.80. Amir Mendoza won his first race of a pair yesterday for Gino Garcia in the third race, paying $5.20. Tom Amos and Luis Saez got together in the fourth race to win that race, paying $11.20, beating out Jonathan Hardoon's horse, who ran credible and finished second in that race. And then we have Jane Elliott, who won a race yesterday for Tim Dixon, paying $20.60. In the sixth race, Uncashed wins the sixth race under Walter Rodriguez for Larry Ravelli, paying $3.60. This horse has now got a record of 12 wins out of 24 starts. He is a win machine there. Uncashed in the sixth yesterday at Oaklawn. And then we move to the eighth race, where Amir Mendoza got his second win for Shea Stewart, paying $17 even. There were several posts yesterday after that race commenting on the big drop in the odds in this horse. And of course, they were crediting it to CAW. I can't say that for a fact, but I do know the horse went from 17-1 to 7-1 and paid $17 to win in that eighth race. And then the Silks Stakes was won by Dreamin' Blue. Rafael Bejarano for Randy Morse, paying $12.80, outrunning Amorosa, I should say. Amorosa finishing second, and Kalahari Dreams was third. And then Abel Cedillo, now racing at Oaklawn Park, won the last race for Dan Ward, paying $21.80. The late pick five, 360, 1240, 17 even, 1280, and 2180. That pick five paid $10 $1,468.85. Nobody had the pick six yesterday, or as they say, the Class 6. And so there is a Class 6 carryover today at Oaklawn Park. That carryover exceeds $110,000. Gulfstream yesterday. Jorge Ruiz won the first race for his first win of the day, paying $25.20 for Graham Motion. And then he came back in the third race for Bill Theranos, paying $22.80. Then we get to the fifth race. In the fifth race, Reza Rolex, a pick by Jonathan Hardoon, wins the fifth race. Bet down from 9-2 on the morning line under Edgar Zayas for Joe Orsino, paying $4.60. Got bet down. This horse has now won 12 of 16 starts. He is an absolute, you think the horse at Oaklawn, this horse is a win machine. 12 of 16 races winning yesterday. And he's won 8 in a row and 10 of his last 11. Reza Rolex, 460, Jonathan Hardoon. The early pick 5 yesterday at Gulfstream, 25-20, 39-60, 22-80, 320, and 460. Okay, you got 3 long shots and then 2 favorites. Pick 5 paid $16,887.85. Then we got to the 7th race. This is the 7th race. If you remember a couple of days ago, Jonathan Hardoon said the only horse that has beaten Sovereignty, who is the favorite to win Horse of the Year this year, and Derby and Belmont winner, Sovereignty, only horse to ever beat him, came back to the races yesterday for trainer Brad Cox. That horse, Tappan Street, won his comeback, paying $2.20. The Florida Derby winner, that is, Tappan Street. It was a hard-fought victory, though. Steppe, who set the pace in the race, did not give up. This horse ran an admirable second in the race, but Tappan Street, workmanlike as he was, got the win for Brad Cox. But the pace setter held tough to finish second in that race. Tappan Street wins his comeback. And then, of course, at Gulfstream yesterday, that was just about all that was worthy of talking about. And then at Fairgrounds yesterday, first race winner, Marcelino Pedrosa, paid $21.80. And then Marcelino came back to win the second race, winning the early double, paying $30 even. So you had Pedrosa winning at $21.80 and $30 even in the first 2 races yesterday at the Fairgrounds. It was a Marcelino Pedrosa double. And in that race, he beat the 1-5 favorite in that second race yesterday. James Graham had a couple of winners. He won the 4th race at $4.20, came back in the 7th race paying $29.40. And Pedrosa wrapped up a 3-bagger on the day in the 8th and final race, paying $4 even. So that was your results from yesterday around the country. And, of course, we got a lot to cover today. We have, of course, your racing menu coming up next. Jonathan Hardoon is standing by. We're going to go over most of the stakes races at Gulfstream and the Springboard Mile at Remington Park. They got a big racing, a lot of stakes races at Remington today as well. And, of course, the Springboard is one of 2 races this weekend that has Kentucky Derby points to it for the 2-year-olds. And, of course, Rich Eng will be back with us for another look at, we got the 2 NFL games on this Saturday, 2 NFL games, and more college football playoff games. So, Rich, you'll give us a thought on maybe a football game there. His Oklahoma did not do good yesterday, so he snapped, a 5-game win streak he had there. So we're going to start another one today, hopefully. And, of course, we'll have John Linda with us. He's got a Linda report today here at the South Point. And Jerry Jackowitz, I want to give him a little bit more time to give us another betting strategy thought or 2. One final note. I want to pass along our condolences to Rudy Campus's family. Rudy Campos was a mainstay in Southern California for years. I galloped horses with Rudy Campos. That's how far back that went in Southern California. And before the Don Pierces and the Francisco Menas and the Martin Pedrosas of the world dominated the LA County Fair circuit, Rudy Campos was the leader before all of that. He was really good on that bull ring. Passed away at 85 years old. So I had a few great memories with Rudy. All right, enough said there. Time to go to our first break. When we come back, we're going to get started with our handicappers and your racing menu, so don't go away. We'll be back right after this.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas here. The weather in Las Vegas is chilly in the mornings. Some places downright cold. It's in the 40s right now here as I walked in from the parking lot this morning. We're going to get up to 66 degrees today in Las Vegas. As far as the other racing centers, Miami's going to be beautiful at Gulfstream Park today. Sunny, 82 degrees. Perfect racing weather in Miami near Gulfstream Park, as well as Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, 76 degrees and sunny as well down there. So they're living large here in the wintertime. As far as the chilly spots, New York 41, Chicago 41, and, Phoenix, Arizona is going to get up to 79 today. 69 degrees in Southern California, but there's no racing there, as you know. And the hot spot in the nation, again, is Brownsville, Texas. People ask me why I always say Brownsville, Texas. It's because it's the hottest spot in the nation. You got to tell them the hottest place in the nation. So there it is. All right. As far as any of the weather is concerned, all of those storms that are about heading to Southern California and here across the Southwest are starting to materialize up there in the Northwest right now. It's going to come on down. They got some action going on around San Francisco as well, but outside of that, it looks okay for the rest of the country as far as racing today. And here's your racing menu. Reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on this racing menu each and every day reflects the start times, the first post times in the Pacific time zone. That's where we're at here in Las Vegas, and especially here at the South Point Hotel Casino. In the race book here, these will be the first post times to roll out today. If you're in another time zone, adjust to it so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, we begin with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has a Pick 5 carryover of $7,983. That's their Pick 5 carryover there at Laurel today. They have 9 races, 4 stakes races, all at $100,000 apiece. The Howard and Sandra Bender Memorial is the 5th race. The Carousel is the 6th. The Politely is the 7th. And the Robert Manfuso is the 8th. Those are the 4 stakes races at Laurel today. 9 races at Laurel. And again, the first post time there at Laurel Park with a Pick 5 carryover, a regular Pick 5 carryover, $7,983 is set at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. at Laurel today. All right, then we got Mahoning Valley. All right, Mahoning Valley, 9 races today at Mahoning Valley. And in the first post time of 9:15, they have a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $1,685. Gulfstream Park, 11 races today and 5 stakes races on the card. First post time at Gulfstream is at 9:20. Pick 6 jackpot carryover today stands at $257,722. $257,722. Okay? If it escapes a single winner today, it'll be a mandatory payoff without the jackpot provision tomorrow. First post time at Gulfstream Park is at 9:20. Stakes races. The 5th race will be the Janus Stakes. The 6th race will be the Sugar Swirl. The 9th race will be the Swanee River. The 10th race will be the Grade 3 Harlan's Holiday, and the 11th race will be the Grade 3 Fort Lauderdale. We'll get into those in a moment. First post time, Gulfstream 9:20. Tampa Bay Downs. 9 races today at Tampa Bay, and a first post time at Tampa Bay is at 9:30. They have a Pick 6 jackpot carryover at Tampa Bay today. That Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $25,435. First post time, 9:30. Oak Lawn Park, Hot Springs, Arkansas. As you heard, the Class 6, the Pick 6 is a carryover today at Oak Lawn Park. Oak Lawn Park's Class 6 carryover, $110,127. $110,127. It's a regular Pick 6 now, not a jackpot. $110,127. Oak Lawn Park's Pick 6 carryover. And with 10 races, the Pick 6 will start in the 5th race. Remember, that's a $1 base bet Pick 6 at Oak Lawn. The Tinsel Stakes is their 8th and featured. That at a mile and 1/8 for 3-year-olds and up. Favoritism will be between Rattle and Roll and Willie D's. First post time at Oak Lawn, 10:30 at Oak Lawn. Fairgrounds has a big day of racing, too. They got a dozen races today at the Fairgrounds. They've got a Pick 6, and that's a regular Pick 6 carryover as well, $5,331 at the Fairgrounds today. They have 4 stakes races. The Tenacious will be the 8th race on the card. The Buddy Di Liberto Memorial will be the 9th. That's scheduled for the turf. The 10th race will be the Untappable for 2-year-old fillies. And the 11th race will be the Gun Runner for 2-year-olds. The Gun Runner has Kentucky Derby future book points attached to it, although it's obviously for 2-year-olds. And it's an 8-horse field there before any scratches. First post time at the fairgrounds set at 10:45 there. Delta Downs has 9 races. Delta Downs' first post time is at 2:45. You got Turfway Park kicking in at 2:55. Turfway Park has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $158,382. They also have a Super High 5 carryover of $3,533. They have 10 races today at Turfway. The feature race is the Florence Stakes. That, of course, named after the city that Turfway is actually in Kentucky, Florence, Kentucky. That's the 8th race on the card at a mile and a quarter on that synthetic racing, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And it's a 12-horse field in a wide-open event. First post time at Turfway for their 10 races set at 2:55 at Turfway. Remington Park has 12 races today. They're going to start early, folks. Remington Park's first post time for their 12-race card is at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. first post. 6 stakes races. The You See It Stakes is the 7th. The Jim Thorpe is the 8th. The Toby Keith is the 9th. She's All In Stakes is the 10th. The Jeffrey A. Hawk Memorial is the 11th. And the big race is the $300,000 Springboard Mile at a mile for 2-year-olds. This also holds Kentucky Derby points for next year. It's a field of 12 in that one. We'll take a look at that in a moment or two. First post time at Remington set at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then we'll wrap it up with Los Alamitos quarter-horse racing under the lights. Los Al, 6 o'clock, first post there, 8 races, 1 thoroughbred. You got 3 quarter-horse thoroughbred mixed and 4 quarter-horse straight. That'll give you the 8 races at Los Alamitos and a first post time of 6 p.m. 6 p.m. at Los Al. And that takes care of your menu for today. Let's get out to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, man. It's a little chilly out here, but I know it's colder where you're at.
Yeah, it is, but it's a nice day. No rain, snow, or anything like that, so that's certainly good news. Yesterday, we had enough rain here to last us a while, which Southern California may have to deal with come the end of the week, and that would be horrible.
It sure would, and I know the storm that you got is not the same one that we're looking at. The one that we're looking at, our storm is going to be coming in from the northwest and then making its way down south. And we'll wait and see what happens there. But, Santa Anita already took the first precaution stopping the entries yesterday, and they're going to resume it on Sunday. They said all of the people that entered so far, those horses will stay in the races, and they'll just open it up again on tomorrow. And they just want to have a check. They want to have a better handle on what the weather might be on opening day. And I guess they're going to rely on the handicapping of the weatherman.
That's all they could do. Unfortunately, at this time, you have no control over the weather, and it's a terrible thing. It's really their biggest day of the year, as far as I'm concerned. And they have a terrific card on hand. Unfortunately, they may not get to run it the day after Christmas.
Well, they don't want those collector calendars that they're famous for that they give away on opening day to get wet. You don't want your calendar wet. No,
they don't want to get waterlogged.
No. All right, let's take a look at Gulfstream. Why don't we do that? We're going to take a look at Gulfstream.
Why don't we do the Remington race first, Ralph? Because it's only one race. So, with all, you're the boss. It's your show. I just thought it would be easier.
Well, okay, my man. You could go ahead and take over producing for the show. Let's go to Remington Park. Why don't we? And take a look at that springboard.
It's a 12th and final race, and it's really an interesting race. Full field of 12. There's an interesting horse in here, number 1, Arctic Beast. I could bet dollars to donuts that no horse has ever run at Finger Lakes, and their next race was run at Remington. But that's the case with number 1, Arctic Beast. This is a 2-year-old colt from the Mike Maker barn. Ricardo Santana is coming in to ride. I guess he'll be riding in some of the other stakes as well. This horse has 3 career starts, including his last 2 at Finger Lakes. He won his first start at Saratoga. He's 3 for 3. Going to stretch out to a mile today for the first time, but breaking from the inside there certainly gives him an edge. I like number 1, Arctic Beast, 4-1 on the morning line to win this year's Springboard Mile.
Not only can you bet dollar to donuts in that, but when is the last time Mike Maker ran a horse at Finger Lakes?
This is a New York bred, though. So they had it. He was running a New York bred stakes there. There were stake races.
Oh, okay.
He's a New York bred besides everything else.
So he's a New York bred. He's a New York bred that went to Finger Lakes for a New York bred stakes race, which that makes sense. And
2
now,
of them, correct.
Now let me ask you this: did he perform so well at Finger Lakes that prompted this move to the springboard today?
Well, he won his last race by almost 6 lengths, the race before that by almost 8 lengths, and he won his career debut at Saratoga by a nose. First out. Not an easy thing to do during the Saratoga meet. This may be a good one.
Yeah, you're right. That puts it a little bit clearer in the picture there. So in the 12th race, the last race on the card at Remington, and it's the Springboard Mile at a mile on the main. Kentucky Derby points on it. Number 1, Arctic Beast, in a very unusual travel pattern to get there. Ricardo Santana will ride.
What's even more unusual is he shipped him to Oaklawn. He worked him at Oaklawn twice. I don't know how far Oaklawn is from Remington, but he's certainly earning his travel points.
Well, I don't think it's that far from Remington, but still, all in all, he's a traveled 2-year-old. That's probably the most traveled 2-year-old. So in any case, all of those things considering, the 12th race, the Springboard Mile, Jonathan Ardoon likes numero uno, Arctic Beast with Ricardo Santana aboard on that one. Okay. Have we taken enough care of Remington now? Okay. Then let's get back to Gulfstream Park. Now, before we get started with the stakes races, and I do want to talk about the Sugar Swirl, because we have 2 favorites in there that are vying for favoritism. So I want to see if that could be a lock-em-up exacta. But in any case, the 7th race is a maiden race for 2-year-olds on the turf. In this race, a very royally bred horse, Epic d'Oro, goes under Irad Ortiz Jr. He is a son of Medaglia d'Oro out of Rachel Alexandra. But you have a thought about this royally bred horse.
Well, they paid a lot of money for this horse, and people aren't going to buy a horse based on the breeding and run the horse on the grass first time out. I think that, the horse could be vulnerable. Why would you not start this horse on the dirt? It's not like Rachel Alexander won races on the grass. I don't even think she ever ran on the grass. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they're running a $1.3 million horse on the turf first time out that's bred strictly for dirt would be somewhat of a concern to me. She could win, but I wouldn't jump in so fast.
Okay, well, that's a full field there of 2-year-old maidens. It's not like a gimme because Epic Dioro is not the morning line favorite. You have a horse.
No, she's 6-1.
6-1, right. You've got a 9-2 shot there with Flavian Pratt aboard. He's there at Gulfstream today. And you've got a 6-1 shot that may get in the race, also eligible with Ired Ortiz Jr. So this is not a gimme, but we thought we'd just go ahead and make mention of that because he is royally bred. Okay, the Sugar Swirl is the race just before that, the 6th race, 6 furlongs, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. In this race, you've got Nick Style and Mystic Lake. One's 8-5, the other's 9-5. Is it just, does it look like a 2-horse duel, a 2-filly duel here?
It does. I give the slight edge to Mystic Lake. Safi Joseph has really done well with this horse. I think she goes for her 5th straight win today. She's 2 for 3 at Gulfstream, and she's 5 for 6 at the distance. Tyler Gaffleone re-ride, so the race goes through her.
All righty, then we'll just jump right to the 9th race, which is the Swanee River. A mile scheduled for the turf, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. I say scheduled for the turf. It looks like they'll run on the turf because it looks the weather is going to be okay there. This race is pretty wide open, and I'll bet you have a horse here that has a little bit of odds to it.
Yeah, I do. I like this race a lot, Ralph. I like the number 8 horse in here, Public Defender. This is a 4-year-old filly that has everything going for her. She goes first time today for trainer Safi Joseph. So this is either a barn switch. Well, it's definitely a barn switch. It's either a private purchase or they just moved the horse to Safi Joseph. The horse also gets Flavian Pratt today for the first time. And the horse is listed at a ridiculous 12-1 on the morning line. Way too big a price. First time Pratt, first time Safi Joseph. I'll take my chances with this horse.
All right, now I think you'll take your chances even to bet this horse down to 9-2 or 5-1.
You're going to get, 4 or 5-1. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah,
Correct.
12-1 might be a little ambitious.
Right. Everything looks right about that horse, I'll tell you that much.
Okay, Public Defender, number 8 in the 9th race. You really like that horse. And the morning line favorite, by the way, folks, in that race is a horse called Moving On Up with Edgard Zayas aboard. So we'll wait and see about that, the Swanee River. Then we get to the $150,000 Grade 3 Harlan's Holiday, which is a prep for the Pegasus World Cup that comes up early part of next year there at Gulfstream. A mile and 16 for 3-year-olds and up. You got a 7-horse field in there before any scratches. I'll check and see if they posted the scratches yet. But in any case, the 2-1 favorite there is Poster with Flavian Pratt aboard. But you've got Skippy Longstocking in there, 3-1 with Tyler Gaffleone.
And you have the other Safi Joseph horse in there, number 1, Hold My Bourbon. Ired Ortiz is going to ride today. And, I think Skippy Longstocking may have lost a step. I heard he's worked very, very well for this race. His last 2 races, Charlestown last time out, and he loves Charlestown. If you remember, last year he won the Classic there.
Yeah.
And this year he got beat 39 lengths there after running horrible at Saratoga. So I don't know if he's the same horse. I like the 1 horse in there, Hold My Bourbon. I was a little concerned with the bottom horse, Campanaria, or whatever his name is, but that horse has never been 2 turns. So today, being asked to go a mile and a 16th, and he's going to take a lot of money, I'm going to go with the 1 in there, Hold My Bourbon. Not a great race, and I think Poster is certainly vulnerable at a short price.
All right,
I like the 1 in there.
All right, the 1 Hold My Bourbon. I read aboard at 6-1, and Con Compania is 5-2. That's the second choice on the morning line there at in the Harlan's Holiday. But you're going to take a shot with the 1 Hold My Bourbon. All right, the 11th race is the Fort Lauderdale, a mile and 1/8 on the turf for 3-year-olds and up. Now, in this race, in this Fort Lauderdale, there's 2 scratches. Scratch the 7 Naptown and the 8 Major Dude. The 7 Naptown and the 8 Major Dude is out in that race. One was 30-1, the other was 5. But you teased on the show yesterday that you really like a horse in this race, and I do believe it's going to be not only a thought that you're going to give us, but it's going to be your official pick for Gulfstream today.
It is, Ralph. It's the number 5 horse, Beach Gold. Patrick Biancone trains this horse. This horse was ridden by Keith S. Smuse in his last 3 races. By the way, Patrick Biancone's daughter, Andy, and Keith Asmussen just got engaged on Tuesday. So congratulations to them.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's out. Yeah, he's out with an injury. So I love the rider switch to Junior Alvarado. I like the 8-1 on the morning line. This is an improving horse. Not only that, his last two races, he broke from post 10 at Keeneland going a mile, which is a very tough post. And he broke from 12th post the race before that. Draws a better post today. I like the rider switch. I like the 8-1. And I like the fact that this is an improving 4-year-old. Number 5, Beach Gold, official pick for Race Day Las Vegas.
And at the track by the beach, the 11th race, you like the 5, Beach Gold. The 5 in the 11th race, an official pick from Jonathan Hardoon in the Fort Lauderdale at Gulfstream. All right, Jonathan, we'll take any other official picks for the show you got today, and we'll cut you loose.
Let's go to Oakland and look at race number 7. And this, Ralph, every race there, they're just wide open. They give you prices all day long. And I like a price list in here. Number 10, Hey Big Un. This is a 3-year-old gelding from the Greg Compton barn. Here's what's interesting about this horse. His first career start ever was at Oaklawn Park, breaking from the rail that day in a full field of 11. He was shuffled back, he circled around, and he won. Today, he draws an outside box, cuts back in distance, returns to Oaklawn where he's 1 for 1. He's got 2 works over the track since his last race, 12-1 on the morning line. William Dela Cruz rides. Number 10, Hey Big Un, upsets and wins today's 7th race out at Oaklawn Park.
All right, the 7th race, part of that late pick 5 in the 7th race, number 10, Hey Big Un, the 10 in the 7th race today at Oaklawn Park. You have full sheets of handicapping. Do you have any other horses? That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm always trying for the listeners out there, but okay, you have you have a full sheet of handicapping both at Oaklawn, Gulfstream, and what's the third one?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. There you go. All right. You got it, my man. Good work, buddy. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Roger. Thank you. Talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and be well.
All right. Get those sheets at Jonathan's website. And we will be right back with Rich Yang. Don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Malulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the Colts here. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
Well, if you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Yang standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, you got all those TV sets going on at your house. You got to have them going today with all the football. You got pro football. You got the college football playoffs, round 1, I guess, today, and also horse racing. So we'll take a football pick from you first and then get a pick from your horses, your simulcast horse sheet.
Yeah, just a quick capsulize of yesterday's game. I gave out Oklahoma. I bet Oklahoma for the first 20 minutes. I look like a genius. And for the next 40 minutes, I look like an idiot. But I thought the most interesting part of the game, Ralph, was I was following some of the comments from Notre Dame fans on Twitter. And when it was 17-0, the Notre Dame fans were saying, And this is the team that bypassed us, Alabama, for the playoffs, and then the next 40 minutes, Alabama showed they belong.
All I could say is my observation of that game was there was one coach that was very good at making adjustments on the fly, and that was the coach of Alabama. Oklahoma's coach did not make the adjustments.
That's a very valid point because if you notice the way Alabama played defense in the first half, they played a vanilla rush four-man, played zone, and they were getting killed. And then the second half, they were putting like 8 men on the line of scrimmage and blitzing him, the quarterback, quite often, and they really disrupted Oklahoma's offense second half.
Well, I know we got. Go ahead.
I was just going to start the pick for today.
Okay, I know that we have the first round of the college football playoffs going more today, and it looks like there's two games that are really lopsided with the favorites of big point spreads. But there is an interesting game: Texas A&M and Miami of Florida. Quick thought.
Yeah, I almost gave out that game, but I decided to stick with a pro game. The game between Miami at Texas A&M. A&M is a favored by about 3.5, 4 points. But I would lean toward Miami, and one of the reasons is because if you take a look at the strength of schedule, Texas A&M somehow in the SEC failed to play any of the top teams in the conference. They played all the bottom feeders. I don't know how that happens with conference scheduling, but they missed all the big games like Georgia and Alabama and stuff like that. But Miami, they were top 5 for a good part of the season. They beat Notre Dame to open up the season, and I think they're a heck of a football team. I certainly, I would at the +4, I would consider them versus Texas A&M, but that's not an official pick, though, right?
Okay, give me your official pick, and we'll get the horse.
Chicago Bears, 103-104. The Bears and the Packers played a few weeks ago. Close football game. The Bears were intercepted in the end zone and ended up losing by 7 points. Now the game goes to Chicago. They're -2, and the game means an awful lot. And the key for me picking this is that Micah Parsons, the all-world defensive end, is out for the rest of the season. That really hurts the Green Bay defense. Chicago Bears -2.
And it started out with the Green Bay Packers -1.5, but with that thought about that key player that's out for the Green Bay, it's now switched to the Bears. And the other game, of course, is the Eagles and the Commanders. But I think the most entertaining one is the Bears and Green Bay. Where are we going with the pick off of that simulcast sheet?
Turfway Park tonight, race number 9. Let's go with the 8, Mount Horeb, 7-2 in the morning. Only Vincent Chaminade riding for Brendan Walsh. First time blinkers on. This horse had been racing for Roger Atfield. Actually has some synthetic starts over Tapeta up at Woodbine. Ran very well over it. So I like the spot. Number 8, Mount Horeb in the 9th race.
All right, 9th race at Turfway, the 8 horse, the 8 at the 9th race at Turfway. Don't forget, Richie's got a special simulcast sheet out today that covers several racetracks with, I believe, 11 picks on it, and you can get it at the RaceDayLasVegas.com websites. Thanks a lot, Richie. And don't forget, you're making an offer to the Race Day listeners, right?
That's right. You can get the sheet for free today, folks. Just email me at rich_ing@yahoo.com. Send me an email this morning. I'll send the sheet right back to you.
All right, you got it. Thanks a lot, Richie, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
I think we're going to go right to Southern California, where John Lendo is standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. I want to start out by just extending an apology and a retraction on something we said the other day about a horse that won a race in Southern California, Del Mar, and at the time, Andy Mathis was taking over the horses for the suspended Steve Maiotti, and inadvertently, we might have said that the horse was a Steve Maiotti horse that won the next day, and that might have been incorrect. So I want to correct it and apologize to the owners and certainly to the connections, because they are an important cog in this great racing game.
Yeah, the ownership let us know that that horse was always with Andy Mathis, so that was a mistake on our part. We'll take the accountability for that, and congratulations on the good run. Though, anyways, the horse ran well.
Yeah, and I think even the owner had said that the horse was named after a favorite movie that he liked.
I think so. Yeah. But
Yeah.
and again, it was just a gap on our spot, so we'll accept that.
Sure, absolutely, not a question about that. You know, we always want to try to make things right when they come up wrong sometimes, when we're misled by some things. Anyhow, you've got a sheet today, the Linda Report today here at the South Point.
Yeah, did the late pick 5 again at Oaklawn Park. These are fun races to play. The weather's been good down there, and the payoffs have been terrific. So I'm looking forward to tackling that late pick 5 at Oaklawn.
I got to tell you, John, you're right. The racing has been competitive. The racing has been, challenging. But, boy, the payoffs are great down there at Oaklawn. And the first couple of weeks at Oaklawn Park, they've hit record numbers in handle.
Well, they should. They actually have 3 pick 5s there if you're a pick 5 or a rolling bet player. So you have a lot of opportunities. And they've added that Classic 6, which they had put on hold for a couple of years. It's back, and there's a carryover in that sequence today for $110,000. So they and again, you got a lot of good dirt racing down there. And we haven't hit the bad stretch of weather that you get at Oaklawn in the winter yet. So now's the time to take advantage of it.
Any thoughts whatsoever about any handicapping biases or track biases that might be happening at Oaklawn? Besides, of course, the handicappers all telling us that it's important to have not only a workout over that dirt track, but a horse who has performed well in the past at that track.
It's been pretty fair so far, Ralph. You get loose on the lead, you can go wire to wire. If you get hooked up on the front end, you can come from behind. You can come up the inside. You can come 5 wide. So I've had the track marked fair pretty much every single day. You have to watch to see if it starts angling toward early speed, but for the most part, it's been really good so far at the meet.
John, before we get to your pick, let's center on what's going on there in Southern California with taking the entries at Santa Anita, stop taking the entries, reopening the entries for tomorrow for opening day at Santa Anita, and the weather pattern that seems it's going to be hitting the racetrack right at the wrong time.
Well, there's a lot of grass racing scheduled for opening day, which is scheduled for this coming Friday, December 26th.
Mm-hmm.
And with the rain in the forecast for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the racing office is holding on as long as possible. You don't want to ride 5 or 6 turf races and find out all of a sudden you got to be off the grass that day. It would just destroy the card.
Mm-hmm.
So they're holding as long as possible to see what they can do, and hopefully the weather won't be too bad, and it'll I hope the rain goes away before Christmas Day and we get a little chance to dry out in between now and Friday, and we're good to go on the grass. But that's why they're holding it. They're doing the right thing. The field sizes at entry time were good yesterday. It's just a matter of what races they want to card depending on what the weather looks like.
Now, John, do you think that with all of the turf racing and the big fields that they have already gained in the turf racing for opening day, if there is a possibility in advanced judgment that those races would have to come off the turf onto the main track, that they would scrub the whole card and reissue it on the day after?
I guess it's possible, Ralph. And nowadays with the protocols we have with weather in California, everything's on the table. The American Oaks is 1.25 miles coming that starts down the hill. They could run that on the flat course. And there's a turf sprint coming 6.5 down the hill. They would probably have to move that to the main turf course.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things that would have to happen if we do get a lot of rain. And that's why they're sitting on it a little bit and waiting to see what happens.
Well, we're going to have our last show before opening day at Santa Anita tomorrow. So we'll get an update tomorrow on the possibilities there. And, of course, they'll be opening up the entries again tomorrow. But we really won't have a definitive answer for that until we're off on our little holiday sabbatical there. So pay attention maybe to the postings, etc. You have a Linda report, as I say today, for the late pick 5 at Oaklawn Park. It's available here at the South Point free of charge, exclusively here at the South Point for that. And it's free of charge, as I say, complimentary to the race players. And it's the only place you can get the Linda Report here in this famous gaming capital, right here at the South Point. John, what are you doing for us today?
Let's go to the ninth race at Oaklawn Park today. In the ninth race, there's a ton of early speed, and it really sets up well for number 4, Dive Bomber. This horse is coming off 3 straight wins, the last a 15-1 upset at Churchill Downs, cutting back from 7.5 to 6. He's shown he can stay close to the pace, but he's also shown he can sit back and rally, and I think that's the style he's going to use here. 8-1 on the morning line for a sharp horse with a race that sets up for him. How about number 4, Dive Bomber, race number 9, Oaklawn Park?
All right, the ninth race at Oaklawn, number 4, Dive Bomber, 8-1 on the morning line with Francisco Arrieta, who was the leading rider at Oaklawn last year. The 4 in the ninth race, John's pick off the Lindo Report. And again, Lindo Report, late pick 5 right here at for Oaklawn Park at the South Point, free of charge. Hey, thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, we're going to Jerry Jackowitz now. I want to give you enough time, Jerry, to continue on with what you were saying yesterday.
Yeah, and just a quick reminder, I won't be on tomorrow, Ralph, because of a prior obligation. So I want to wish everybody out there the most wonderful holiday they can have. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah is almost gone now, but Kwanzaa,
Whatever the case may be, however you celebrate, just have a good time and enjoy it with loved ones.
And I'm no word master, but you guys get where my heart's at.
Yeah, absolutely,
anyway,
we do.
The first day we talked about, making 3 wins out of 12 plays with a 5-1 shot. What kind of edge that was, which is a phenomenal edge of, $12 of profit over $24 bet. And then the second day we contrasted how betting 3 to 2 shots, you have to win 5 times out of the 12 just to make a $2 profit. Much harder, in my opinion. But today I want to mention the place bet. Let's suppose we go back to that 5-1 proposition, and we manage to get 5 wins out of 12 plays. Typically, a 5-1 shot pays about $6 to place, typically. So there you're talking about a profit of, you make $30, you get a profit of $6 on 24. So going for place bets on price horses, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, is far superior to betting favorites. And it's what I do on the show all the time. I'm trying to find you something 3-1, 4-1, and those aren't my best plays. My best plays are my PKs and my star horses. I don't give my best plays out, unfortunately for you. But
once in a while you have, though. I want to justify that.
I give out plenty of decent plays, but I'm just saying that I'm not trying to give you the best plays. The best plays I want you to look for. But they're there, and you don't have to pick a top-rated horse. You can pick John's third horse. Suppose, let's say John has a horse, John Lindo or John Hardu. Their third best horse in the race is 5-1, and Jerry has a star on it. Wouldn't that be worth a bet?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't that be certainly a place bet? And I show you how to make the place bets instead of just doing a simple place bet. You build these exotic spreads and you turn them for first, second.
Yeah, wheel them in the 2-hole.
Right, and wheel them in the 2-hole. That's how you end up getting. That's an emulated place bet, but it's a place bet. The horse runs second, but I like to bet first and second. But this is where you start your game. This is where to begin playing for serious. If you're going to be in there 1, 2, 3 times a week, play the game to win. Play the game to be better, to be an expert at it. And that's the way to start getting there.
And I know that, by nature, we all want to win all the time, but you have to accept the fact of losing a little bit more in order to implement some of these things.
Oh, right.
But you'll make a better profit in money. It is kind of almost contradictory to nature's thoughts, but that's the way it is, right?
It absolutely is, and you have to understand that. So you have to know when you're making a good. You always have to be excited about. I've just made a good bet. The outcome will take care of itself. You're never going to win in this game every time. You're going to win 1 out of 3, 2 out of 5. You're going to win at a much lower rate,
right?
And it's not going to be consistent.
You have to accept the losses.
You're going to win 4 in a row sometime, and then lose 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Same set of numbers.
Good stuff. Jerry, I want to thank you so much this week without the major racetracks that are taking their sabbatical. it was really nice to have you professing on a lot of these betting strategies for the folks out there. And I hope they, and as well as I, learned something about it. In any case, I want to wish you and Bobby a very happy holiday. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll talk to you on the day after Christmas. In the meantime, say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.